Hi, and welcome to Self-Help and Self-Shelf segments. That's a bit of a tongue twister, if I don't say so myself, where a long time ago I took up this challenge of reading for 10 minutes a day so that you read those books. And why I reference it for the self-help on the shelf is because there's these books that you were drawn to energetically. At the time, there was you reaching out and you know there's information in there that's going to help you, but maybe it's put aside and it wasn't the right time. Your frequency had that glimpse knowing it could help, but didn't quite pick that book up. So you might have these books lying around. Well, this book that I started to read was actually free, given to me and gifted at the Hay House event in 2018. So back in 2019 I started reading these little extracts, 10 minutes a day. It was meant to be 10 minutes a day, but like 10 minutes here and there in my Authentic Me community. And there's a list below of how far we got with this first book. Beth Kempton, Freedom Seeker. Live more, worry less, do what you love. And she references the freedom keys. So I'm just going to read you a quick 10 minutes in kind of to conclude, as we were just under halfway through this book. And I'll put a link to the Facebook lives that I read those sections, the first sections of the book, and maybe do some re-recording. But I'm going to start from where I left off. For those of you that did listen to them back then, you might have bought the book for yourself. It's available from Hay House, not an affiliate at all, but I will put a link down to the book itself if you want to go and read that, because part of these extracts were me reading. And bear in mind, I am dyslexic, so I might get stopped on a few words. So this isn't meant to be in lieu of an audio book, but it is meant to be so me sharing this and to hold me accountable. And in the community, I suggest if you are part of the Authentic Me community, then you too share the books that you have on your shelf that you want to read. So anyway, we're going to start with page 103, chapter 9, freedom key number 7, enterprise and initiative. Having taken the bold, brave step to create my book proposal, things happened fast. Within a few weeks, I had an agent and a book deal with my dream publisher. The space I had created in my life was so expansive that this huge opportunity moved in to fill it. As I researched the book, tested my ideas, talked to hundreds of people and wrote, I discovered that the book itself wasn't the point. We set up our lives as a series of goals to achieve, and those goals are important for direction. But ultimately, ticking off one more thing is not as important as feeling free. And that's what the book was for me. A creative outlet that gave me an excuse to make more space, explore my other freedom keys, and ultimately find my way back to feeling free. Now, that feeling of freedom is something that can supercharge your manifestation, because a lot of people, when they want abundance of time, abundance of money, it's that sense of freedom that they truly, really want. When I'm talking to people in the vision board workshops, we try and unpick what is it that you say you want, but what is it you actually want? What is the feeling of what it is you want? And that's what she was kind of looking for. The fact that a book brings with new opportunities meant it opened up a new way to do what I love. And that's what the freedom key of enterprise and initiatives is all about. It's all about making your own rules, earning money how you want, and taking responsibility. She says, as her daughter's going, Mummy, 10 minutes isn't long, sweetie. I won't be long. 5 minutes already. Taking responsibility for your own future. It's about being smart, using your head and heart to decide what's right for you. For some people, it's about taking the leap to start their own business. For others, it's about taking an enterprising approach to their careers. For you right now, it might just be about being open to a little more risk and a lot more possibilities, making shifts, which in the year of transformation is a good year to be thinking about this. Oh gosh, my dark circles. What is it? It's 9 o'clock. So making shifts. I have used this freedom key whenever I've needed to make a shift in my career. For example, several years ago, after working for UNICEF, see pages 61, she spoke about that in the previous lives. I left to become head of the legacy department for England's bid to host the 2018 FIFA World Cup. I was tasked with developing the plans for how England would use this sporting event for global good. If we were awarded the right to host, it was an extraordinary experience which saw the English football industry collaborating in an unprecedented way. It felt like the tide might be turning within world sport to really use its power for social good rather than just commercial gain. FIFA, the world governing body of football, sent a technical term to strategize. Sent a technical team to scrutinise our bid. They described it as perfect and the legendary plans as outstanding and important for the future of world football. We were riding high until FIFA Executive Committee voted and England went out in the first round. We were dumbfounded and desperately disappointed at the missed opportunity. The bidding process had been overshadowed by a dirty rumour, and many of the individuals involved had since been the subject of large-scale investigations into corporate and misappropriation of funds. Maybe we'd never know the truth, but it made me sick to my stomach to think that a small group of self-interested people had stood in the way of a chance to do something amazing. Of course, I wanted us to win, but more than that, I wanted sport to use its reach and popularity for good. I felt like all our work had been wasted and completely lost faith that I could make the kind of contribution that I wanted. If I had to deal with people who abused their powers in that way, as a result, I decided to completely change direction in my professional life. I turned my attention to working directly with individuals to help them achieve their full potential by doing something they love. I took the initiative to get out when things no longer felt right and choose enterprise as a way not just to escape but to flourish. Since then, my company, Do What You Love, has become a respected provider of online personal development courses that has been described numerous times as a life-changing, and love it. But it hasn't all been a breeze. When I started, I knew nothing about technology. I had never written an online course. I had never even written a blog post until a few months before I launched the company. But I clung on to what I believed and made the leap. The thing I wanted wasn't available, so I created it and made it a business to support my family financially and several other families besides. We create, produce and deliver online courses that help people all over the world find a new direction in life, monetize their passion and recognize their life to focus on what makes them happy. We also teach people how to create their own online course and run online businesses because this opens up the whole world to them. I have seen how with the right tools and guidance, and with today's technology, anyone can carve out a life they want. It takes time and commitment, but it is more possible than ever. Many of our online courses graduates have gone on to start their own businesses and to make very comfortable living teaching online. Through our partnership, marketingthatsells.com and marketingindesign.com, we also have helped thousands of artists and designers flourish in professional creative careers. Of course, we have met a host of naysayers along the way. They are easily to spot with their screwed up foreheads and shaking heads or air of superiority. They are the same ones who advise young people to get a safe job with a big salary and scare them away from the idea of pursuing their passions in case it doesn't pay. I get the economics, but what about the human experience? And if you love something, you're probably better at it, or at least more committed to it. So in the long run, you'll have a greater chance of doing well in it anyway. And if you love it, you can enjoy all the steps along the way rather than slave away at something you dislike in the hope that one day you'll have enough money to retire and finally start to enjoy your life. Your life is happening right now, and we need more careers and life advice which recognises that. We carry on regardless of the naysayers because we know the secret. Living more, worrying less, and doing what you love is a path to happiness. It puts you in the driver's seat and makes you responsible for your own success as defined by you. It allows you to use all of your skills and experiencing, work with and for people you love, who light you up, and find meaning and purpose in your days. Life is too short to spend it doing something you don't love, with unfulfilled potential and faraway dreams. You don't have to be the boss, but you can take strategic approaches to your own life and use your initiative to start choosing what you really want. Give yourself permission to do what you love, and in doing so, you'll give others permission to do the same. The next part is being open to possibility. I'm going to stop it there because I want to keep these short, but also I wanted to just add, it's that seeing past and seeing and believing in yourself and taking that leap. But even if you're not ready for that leap, start where you are. So it may be that you start by loving aspects of the job that you're in or the job that you're doing. It's just switched. I was like, oh, it's just gone. My computer's just decided it's going to switch to dark mode, night mode. So I can see. Lose my train of thought from the computer. And in loving and being in a state of loving aspects about maybe a job you're not that keen on, think about the things that you do like. Maybe you're in a sales job, for example. I'm going to use this as an example because it's a classic, right? But you don't want to be staying in a sales job. It's just something you're doing for money, yeah, for example. But what you can do is how you look at that. What I found because me being me, even when I got a Christmas temping job at a local company, I loved the aspects of the company and the department I ended up working with. I loved the things in there. So the products themselves, and I was really looking at them and looking and working with the customers. I found I attracted customers that were beautiful people to talk to. The experience of speaking on a daily basis with that, I kind of played around with it, a flow state, and kind of being in a state of gratitude and in a state of allowing and seeing it in a different light rather than seeing it as something, oh, I'm only here for the 9 to 5. I was seeing it as that time and that experience of being there was a gift. It meant that I had some finances that I could then pay and go to Egypt, or partly pay for Egypt, which was at the time really important to me. So being open to the possibilities, which we're going to go to page 107 next time, will be when we left off. And every week I shall work our way through these to finish this book. And I'll put a list of the previous readings from this book in the comments below. Have a wonderful day. And as she said, what was the title for enterprise and initiative? What is that to you? What is enterprise and initiative